Alright, today we are unboxing one of the weirdest and most important secrets in StarCraft. It's a hidden rule, an invisible mechanic that literally decides if your army follows your orders or just turns into a big, clumsy mess.
So let me ask you this. You've been there, right? You've got this perfect plan, your army is in position, you're ready for that game-winning move. You give the command and nothing. Your units just blob up into one useless ball. So why does that happen?
And I'm telling you, it is not a bug, it's not bad luck or just some random quirk. This is a fundamental, hard-coded rule of the game engine itself, and once you see it, you will never be able to unsee it.
So yeah, what feels like a totally random glitch is actually something you can predict and even control. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain and show you how it works.
Let's get into it. The StarCraft community gave it a name. They call it the Magic Box. And it's this core piece of programming that tells your units how to respond when you select them as a group.
Okay, so here's the core idea. Every single time you drag your mouse and select a group of units, the game instantly draws an invisible box around them. Then, it checks if that group fits inside another preset invisible square. And the answer to that simple question, yes or no, changes absolutely everything.
And that one check creates two totally different behaviors. If your selected units are all nice and cozy inside the magic box, they'll act smart, they'll hold their formation, they'll spread out their abilities beautifully. But if they're too spread out, if they spill outside that box, the game basically panics and tells every single unit to converge on one central point.
But, okay, here's where it gets really interesting. It's not just one box. To add this whole other layer of skill to the game, the programmers actually made two different sizes. Yep, there's one specific box size for all your ground pounders, and a completely different and larger box for everything that flies. And believe me, that difference has massive implications for how you control your army.
So for any unit on the ground, we're talking Marines, Zealots, Zerglings, you name it, the box is precisely 195 by 195 pixels. If the selection you've made is even one single pixel wider than that, boom, they clump.
For air units, though, they get a lot more breathing room. Their box is significantly bigger, 255 by 255 pixels. And that extra space is exactly why you can manage larger formations of mutalisks or wraiths before that clumping logic kicks in. Okay, so that's the theory. Pretty cool, right? But how does this secret knowledge actually translate into winning games? Let's break down the strategy.
The most straightforward way to use this is to consciously work within the box's limits. If you want to cast devastating spread-out psionic storms or lay a really wide and effective minefield, you have to start thinking in smaller groups that you know will fit inside that 195-pixel square.
A classic forum guide just nails it. It basically says, stop trying to command all 12 of your vultures at once. That selection is way too big for the box, and that's exactly why you get that one pathetic, useless mine we were talking about. So instead, you break your army into smaller command groups. You grab just 3 or 4 vultures that are close together, issue the command, then grab the next little group. Instead of one big, clumsy order, you're issuing a series of small, precise ones. And the result is a perfectly spread out, effective minefield.
And this is what's so brilliant about it. This is what separates the good players from the truly great ones. As soon as pro players understood the rule, they immediately started figuring out how to intentionally break it for a massive advantage.
This is the secret behind some of the most iconic micro tricks in all of StarCraft, including the legendary Mutalisk stack. The whole point is to force your units to clump together on purpose.
It is so clever. You take your main pack of Mutalisks, right, and then you add one lone, faraway unit like an Overlord back at your base to that same control group. This guarantees that the game's invisible box around your selection is always huge, way, way bigger than that 255-pixel limit. And now, every single move command forces them to stack into this one single deadly ball of focused fire.
So why does this one little hidden mechanic matter so much? I mean, it's more than just a neat trick.
Honestly, the discovery and mastery of the Magic Box fundamentally changed how StarCraft was played at the highest levels. It was a real turning point in the game's entire competitive history.
This knowledge added an entirely new layer of mechanical skill to the game. Suddenly, unit control wasn't just about clicking fast. It was about understanding and manipulating the game's hidden rules. It literally separated the best players from everyone else.
As one analyst put it, it completely rewrote the book on what was possible in the game.
For the first time, players understood why their units were misbehaving, and they finally had the tools to either prevent it or exploit it.
The Magic Box is the perfect example of what's called emergent gameplay, where players discover strategies that the designers never even dreamed of. And it's a great reminder that sometimes the most powerful strategies are the ones hidden in plain sight, just waiting to be unboxed.